Shawnee Bravo back at United MMA. Training this morning, so I'm actually clean for once, okay? Today we're going to talk about mat etiquette, just school etiquette in general. So if you saw the last video, we talked about being clean. So that's a big part of etiquette as well, being clean. If you got a hairy chest like me, don't love it, but it is what it is. It's a good idea to wear a rash guard. I know Patrick likes everybody to wear a rash guard. It keeps the hair off the mat. You know, if your feet comes open, you're on top of somebody, you really don't want to your chest in your face, that kind of thing. If you're sick, you should stay home. That's part of being good etiquette on the mat, not to be here when you shouldn't be here if you're sick. If you're injured, and you can work around it, and we'll talk about that later. Come to class, but let everybody know ahead of time. Tell Patrick, tell everybody you're going to train with, hey, I've got this problem, my knee's injured, or whatever, so people can understand and not jerk your knee out of socket if you've already got injuries. Wearing shoes in the bathroom is always a good idea because nobody really wants to have their face on a mat after you walk with your bare feet on the mat, in the bathroom onto the mat. That's pretty nasty. So the cleanliness things that we've already discussed. Try to be on time. Don't be late. If you coming straight from work and you can't help it, then hey, you can't help it. Respect that totally. But tell Patrick when you come in to class that, hey, sorry I'm late. Tell him why. I just got here. I was at work or whatever. If there's a class going on and you're in the hall, try to be quiet. Don't walk into the class if it's not your class. Let them finish. If you want to stand at the door and watch it, I respect that. But it's their class, so respect that. We don't really, I don't like to be referred to as professor or anything like that. I don't think Patrick Shirley is a professor, master Patrick, or anything like that. I'm Shane, he's Patrick, that's pretty much the end of that. We bow when we walk up into the training room, just simple bow, in and out. And it's just a matter of, hey, this is a place that we respect, that we have some rules and we do things correctly. And just kind of the transition between the hallway and the rest of the place and the mat there, just to kind of designate that as we're bowing to each other, bowing, just respecting the place and what it represents. When you tie your belt, face the wall, tie your belt up because you got your gi on. It's just in general, that's a respect thing. To tie your gi, face it away from everyone else. After you warm up, you're going to line up in rank order. That's important. Highest ranks are going to be Patrick's left. And it kind of lets him know who's in class. If you're all mixed up, it's a little harder to tell what's going on. But you can tell, what experience level you've got in a class when you've got everybody lined up right and who he wants to pair up with who. So it's always a good idea. When Patrick's teaching techniques, everybody's going to be against the wall. When he's teaching, it's okay. If you can't see, it's okay. You can tell me, hey, I can't see. Or you can get up and you can physically walk over and look and see what's going on. I'll do it myself. If he's teaching something and I want a better view, I'm going to go see what I need to see. Perfectly acceptable. But when you get done doing what you're doing, you should be tight. Belt's tied, in a nice straight line. Work the techniques he shows. Man, this is disrespectful when somebody shows you a technique and then there's a group over here doing something random, whatever. Man, there's open mat for that, and there's after class for that. Work the techniques he's showing. Be a good partner. If you're new, some of this is experience. You're not going to know exactly how you're supposed to react to certain things, but you don't want to just be a rag doll and just lay there like you're dead. You don't want to resist either. It's not sparring time, it's practice time. So if you don't know how to do a technique and your partner doesn't know, then resisting is not helping. These techniques work on resisting opponents, I promise. So just give a little, be alive, but don't resist, and don't be a rag doll. And if you're new, or if you've been here a little while, and you've got somebody brand new walking the door, it's okay to help people, but don't just break out and start teaching a technique or teaching, Patrick's been doing this for 20 years. Come on, so be respectful. I've had people do it to me too. I'll be standing right there, and then this white belt's teaching another white belt how to do it while I'm standing there. No offense, but I've been doing this a while myself, so I'm probably going to pick up a little detail that maybe you missed. So give us the benefit of the doubt, be respectful in that manner. Sparring. Man, we don't talk trash. We don't go crazy, go hard, running into people. The tendency for new guys is you don't have any technique yet, so all you have is athleticism and speed and strength. I get that. I mean, you're going to have to do a certain amount of that till you can get to a technical level. But at the same time, man, two guys running into each other, slamming into the walls, just mowing things down, trying to kill each other is not what we're trying to do here. Training time is the time to learn. It's not necessarily time to win. If you're trying to win, you're probably not learning. So if you do get tapped, that means that you're learning something. Why did this happen? But if you're a big, strong guy and somebody else gets you in an arm lock and you can just pick him up over your head, well, that's great. But what if the guy's big and strong like you? Can you do that to him? Probably not. So, you know, it's a matter of learning and not trying to win all the time. And in that regard, kind of takes away bragging rights too. You never know who's working on what. Patrick can smash everybody in here, me included, I promise you. But for him to get better, he's got to give up something. So when we train, I know sometimes he's going to let me pass guard when maybe I wouldn't have been able to pass because he wants to work on something from there. So I'm not going to leave here and say, man, I passed Patrick's guard. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't, but it's stupid because we're here to train, we're here to learn, we're not here to brag. When you see upper belts training, somebody's got color over you, that's Patrick's big thing, man. If me, and especially if it's him and I training, give way. If we're taking up more mat space and we're rolling towards you, back it up. Give us a little bit of space. If you get upper belts, and if you're an upper belt, you know, hey, it's okay to say, man, you guys, because you can be locked up in a good position and you really don't want to break apart. Sometimes when you get farther up the food chain, it takes a little while to get to a position where things are happening. We might grip fight for 5 minutes before we get to a place and sweep happens or something, or we're in the middle of something good about to happen, and we want to see it through. So just out of respect to the guys that have been here a long time, usually you give way and hey, give them the room and scoot over yourself. That's about all I got. Be respectful of the girls, the smaller people. If you're 250 pounds and you're all with Yancey or one of the girls or a small guy, don't smash them. I mean, use some common sense. I mean, you know, you're not going to pick them up and swing them like a pit bull. Or I passed your guard, so now I'm going to lay all 250 pounds on you and smash you. Come on. Use some etiquette there. That's not the way we do things. It's okay to pass and do jiu-jitsu, but I'm not going to lay all my weight on there. I'm going to give you a little room to try to escape and to progress through a technical escape and not just try to lock you down. If I'm training with you and you're new, I'm not going to just see if I can tap you 50 times in 5 minutes. There's no reason for that. I'm not saying I'm going to tap you, but I'm usually looking for you to make a mistake. I'm not going to just set you up and just smash you. But if you do something silly, I'm going to try to show you why. So there's an etiquette to that as well. No cheap stuff. I mean, back in the day, 10 years ago, when we trained, if you got the rear naked choke and you couldn't get it, man, you just put this bone right here under their nose and smashed their lip in their teeth till they bled and made them tap. We used to do horrible things like that. That's ridiculous. We don't do that. So legitimate techniques. It's not about trying to get tapped. It's about learning. So that's all I got today. We'll have something for you next week. Appreciate you. We'll see you on the mat.